do I go medium low contrast for winter with dark trousers when you're cool, light and muted? So, you know, one of the things we often want to do in winter is wear really dark clothing. And this is because winter feels darker and all those sorts of things. And it's a little bit more practical to go a bit darker in winter, particularly if you live somewhere that snows. Now, if it's not a particularly cold winter, no need to do all that sort of stuff. But, you know, if you live somewhere that's colder and it snows and, you know, light clothes just get dirty really easily, then you might want to go a bit darker. But if you are a light person, please don't go too dark. Medium dark is as dark as you want to go. We don't want to go really, really dark because it's going to be heavy and overwhelming on you and it's going to weigh you down. So instead of going really dark and like, think about going medium dark at darkest. So rather than going super dark, think about, you know, like more medium dark. Like that would be the darkest I would go in. It looks a bit darker on the camera than it is in real life. Even that would be better. We don't want to go too dark. It's dark enough to still be receding and to still have those quality of dark. Then, even though you may be a medium low value contrast, you can wear a higher contrast so to get the light next to your face that you really want by stepping through the values. So rather than going from straight there to here, for example, so a really light pink with this, you know, medium dark pant, which can feel too high a contrast, add a third piece and go in between. So when we do that, what we do is when we step through the values between, you know, light, medium, and then darker, or medium, light, medium, medium, dark, what that does is give the impression of a lower value contrast. It doesn't feel so extreme, so it's easier to wear. And this is how anybody can wear what is a higher value contrast without having to own, like, you know, never go outside of just something that's just slightly different. So you just step through the values. So I always think of value contrast like a set of stairs, that if you walk down the stairs through the values, that actually helps that value contrast to appear more blended and so therefore a smaller value contrast versus when you are wearing a, you know, like you jump from the top step to the bottom step, that feels very extreme on somebody particularly who has a lower value contrast. So think about stepping down the stairs. So wear a light with a medium with your darker rather than straight light to dark, and that is how you get it to work. So that's just the easy way of doing it to make that work for you. But you don't have to go really dark. And if you don't live somewhere that snows, don't go for the really dark pants. Start moving into like a medium pant. That will be dark enough on you to look dark. What's really interesting on somebody who's lighter, a medium dark color looks quite dark versus on someone who is darker, it does not look as dark. So it's always color is always something that's in the context of what it is with. And that is what we are really looking at.